Since 1991, the Honey Brown Hope Foundation's founder and executive director, Tammie Lang Campbell, has been on a mission to eradicate the N-word. Let's take a look at some of her work.
A call
to stop
promoting,
degrading others,
terrorism,
and hate
by choosing
to bury the N-word.
Well, in Texas, an unusual funeral, not for a person, but for a racial slur.
As a Houston area group buried the N-word, and as CNN's Rick Sanchez reports, media buzz may have triggered what's becoming a movement.
Snoop Dogg raps about it.
Park it like it's hot. Get an attitude.
South Park talked about it.
I can't believe you said the N-word on national television.
And last year, comedian Michael Richards' angry rant made headlines about it.
Oh my God.
Yes, the N-word is still around nearly 150 years after the 13th Amendment abolished slavery. And a group in Texas thinks it's time to bury it. They gathered Saturday to do just that.
I would like for you to take note of the casket. The first documented use was 1786, which we lay to rest today, 777.
We want positive affirmations from everyone that the N-word dies with all of this.
The message is spreading. Brazoria, Texas is a small industrial city with 2,800 residents. In January, its mayor became the first in the nation to propose an ordinance banning the use of the N-word. In March, New York became the first city to pass a resolution. And in April, music mogul Russell Simmons called on recording artists to stop using it. Back in Texas at the N-word funeral services Saturday, young rapper Jay Xavier was happy to follow the lead.
I don't use the N-word because that's a bad taste in my mouth, so I spit it out. If you feel like me, people wave your hands and shout.
Rick Sanchez, CNN, Atlanta.
Well, have you heard a new edition of this book? This is the Mark Twain Classic Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Well, the new book will not have the N-word in it, not even once. The word is used 219 times in the original text, but publisher New South is substituting the N-word with the word slaved. Now, granted, the offensive word reminds us of an ugly time in American history, and it's controversial to this day, whether in literature or in pop songs or rap songs. But is changing or amending a classic piece of literature the right way to go? We are joined by Tammie Lang Campbell, an author and activist who recently started a movement to bury the N-word, and Maria Gonzalez, an English professor at the University of Houston. And ladies, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Mike.
Now, we know from previous news stories that this is not the first time that this attempt has been made to remove the N-word from this American classic by Mark Twain. You are on this campaign to remove it. How come?
Well, we've been doing this, Mike, since 1991 at the Honey Brown Hope Foundation because it serves no educational purpose to have the N-word and literature that our children are being educated by in 2011 and in past years because it is a racial slur. It's offensive, it's derogatory, and it's degrading. And I don't think you have to teach children that.
Tammie, and just so that I make clear to the viewers, you want the N-word removed not just from Mark Twain's books, but from everywhere that you can possibly find it. And obviously it's used very frequently in rap music that's very popular with young people.
It is, but we emphasize rap where we don't get to the root of the problem, which is our educational system. If our children are being taught that blacks are the N-word by reference books and other literature, then that's what they believe. They're being brainwashed into that. So the educational system is at the root of the problem, and we don't need to teach children how to degrade others based on their race.
All right. Well, we know that there have been efforts in the past, and generally, by and large, they have not succeeded, Maria. This book is coming out, and we have a comment from the publisher that we'd like to go ahead and let the viewers know. And the publisher says, "We only hope that our book would help win new readers to Twain, and find its way into the hands of those who need it most.
Mike, I would like to say that we are purchasing the first 100 books, and we will be donating those books to schools and exchange for the old version of Huckleberry Finn.